Hello, people. Welcome to Betkraft. Welcome to today's prediction on Betkraft. Right, today is another beautiful Monday morning and the third day of June, and it promises to be a wonderful day. Seeing that we'll have some of these games that we looked into and brought it forward for you. And today we have two tickets that we splitted. One of them containing the international friendly matches where England will be having a match against Bosnia, and also Croatia will be coming up against Northern Macedonia. All right, and also we have a game in Uruguay and also a game in Nigeria and also in Algeria. Those are the games that make up our predictions for you today. But like I said earlier, we have two tickets for you today, and each of those tickets having about two odds in them. And without further ado, we will be looking at these games one after the other. But before then, I want to urge you, of course, that are coming across our video for the very first time. If you have not really subscribed, hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will be up on this channel on a daily basis. And that being said, all right, let's head to the business of the day. And the first game that we have for you today is actually England friendly match against Bosnia and Herzegovina. All right, and when you take a look at, as usual, we look at how teams fared from the recent encounters, as well as comparing it with how they fared from, playing from home and away, respectively. And when you take a look at England, you see that in the past six for England, they've been able to win three games in the past six games. They've also had two draws and one loss. And Bosnia, on the other hand, have been able to achieve one win, in the past six games. They've also had five losses in the past encounters. And taking a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you could see that, for England, the home side, in the past 10 home games they've had so far, they've been able to win, six games out of those 10. And they've also had two losses, which came against Brazil and France. And also had two draws too. And while the away side, on the other hand, Bosnia, have just managed one win from away. They both as well had three draws, and they've lost six games playing from away. All right. As a matter of fact, the last away game they played out was against Luxembourg, and they lost that match by 4 goals to 1. All right. That goes to show that they're not doing very well, especially when they're playing from away. And England is a very big team, and we expect them to rise to the occasion on this very one, to win outrightly in this very game. Okay, in home side to win, that's our valid for that very encounter. And that will take us to the next game. And the next game that we have for you is also in the international friendly game, where Croatia will be up against North Macedonia. Okay, Croatia, in the last six games they've been able to win three out of those six. They've also had two losses as well as one draw in the past six games they had so far. And away side, on the other hand, Macedonia have had just one win in the practice, as well as two draws and three losses. Taking it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you could see that the home side, Croatia, have been able to achieve, seven. They've been able to achieve, six wins playing from home. They've also had, one loss and three draws playing from home. Okay, that loss came against that game in against Turkey. And looking at Macedonia, their away side, how they fared from away, you could see that the away side, Macedonia, have managed just two wins from away. They got a win against Malta and also Gibraltar, but they have lost 7 games from away, and they also had one draw, which came against Bulgaria. All right, it goes to show that they've been losing, especially when they're playing from away. And Croatia, football-wise, they are a bigger team compared to this very side. So we do expect to see, a good Croatia side, and we do expect to see a win for the home side, Croatia, in this very encounter. Also, the last two times both teams met saw Croatia defeating this side on both occasions. So we do expect to see home win in this very one. That's for the Croatia to win outrightly. Okay. And that takes us to the very next game. And the next game, which happened to be the last for the first ticket, is actually in Algeria, in Algeria League One, where we have a CS Constantine who will be up against USM Alger. All right, when you look at the home side, Constantine have been able to achieve 4 wins in the past 6 home games, in the past 6 games they had generally, and they also had 2 losses. And the away side, Alger, on the other hand, have been able to manage 2 wins in the past 6. but they have also had 4 losses in the past 6 games that they had so far. So bringing it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can also see that the home side, Constantine, have been able to achieve 7 wins, playing from home, while they've had 3 draws. They've not lost any single match playing from home in the past 10 home games they've had so far. It goes to show that they're a very strong side and they're doing very well, when they're playing from home. And away side, on the other hand, Malga have been able to manage 3 wins in the past 10 away games, but they have lost a whopping 7 games from away. Goes to show that they're not performing at optimal level, especially when they're playing from away. So when you put all that together, you see that the home side have the upper hand in this very encounter. And the last 2 times both teams met saw Constantine, having the victory on both occasions. Defeating Alger by 3-1, 3-0. That was last year July, and also earlier this year January, also defeating the Malaga from away by 2-1. So it goes to show that the home side is a very strong side, and they're expected to rise to the occasion in this very one to win out shortly in this very game. And it is home win. That's our verdict for that very encounter, and that concludes our first ticket. And it's actually, if you watch, it's actually 2 odds. All right, that concludes the first ticket for the day, and we head to the next ticket for the day, and it is. The first game there is actually in a Nigerian match where we have Akwa United, coming up against Heartland. Akwa United have been able to, achieve 3 wins in the past 6. They've also had 3 losses in the past 6 games they've had so far. And Heartland, on the other hand, have as well seen 3 wins and as well as 3 losses in the past encounters that they had so far. So when you take it down to how both sides fared from one away perspective, you can as well see that the home side, Akwa United, in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 7 wins from there. They've also had, 1 draw as well as 2 losses, and those losses coming against their game in their game against Doma United and also Bayelsa United. Those are the 2 teams that they lost to when playing from home, but they've been able to win 70% of their home matches. It goes to show that they're doing very well, when they're playing from home. And the away side, on the other hand, Heartland FC have been able to achieve just 1 draw in the past 10 away games. They've lost the entire away games. They've lost 90% of the away matches that they played so far, and they had just 1 draw, which came against Castina United. And it goes to show that the away side are not the best, especially when they are playing from away. All right, in this very encounter, when you put it all together, you see that the home side is having the the upper hand, and the cards are tilted towards the home side to take victory in this very one. All right, it is home side to win. That's our verdict for this very encounter, and that will take us to the next game for the second ticket, which happen to be in Swedish Division 1 North. Okay, when we have Asriska who will be up against Stockholm, and Asriska in the past 6 have been able to see 3 wins as well as 3 losses in the past 6 games ahead. And the away side, Stockholm, have managed just 1 win in the past 6, but they have had 5 losses in the past 6 games they've had so far. And breaking it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, Asriska, have been able to achieve 6 wins when they're playing from home, and they've also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw. It goes to show that they've been able to achieve 60% of their victories, playing from home, and they've also had 3 losses and 1 draw. And away side, on the other hand, playing from away, have managed just 2 wins in the past 10 away games, but they have lost 8 games out of the past 10 away games. It goes to show that 80% of the away games that they played so far in the recent past 10 away games, they have actually lost them. And it goes to show that they're not doing so well, especially when they're playing from away. So when you put all that together, we expect the home side, Asriska, to at least rise to the occasion and achieve a result in this very one, not losing out shortly. And we expect the home side to either win or draw in this very one. It is home win or draw. That's our verdict for this very encounter. Okay, and that takes us to the very next game, and which happened to be the last for the second ticket and the last for the day. We do have in Uruguay, where we have Liverpool, Uruguay, who will be up against Cerro, Uruguay. And the home team, in the past 6 games have been able to win 2, and they've also had 4 losses. And their away side, Cerro, have managed just 2 wins as well as 1 draw, and also 3 losses in the past 6 games they had so far. And taking it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you could see that the home side, Liverpool, have been able to win 3 games in the past 10 home games. They've also had they've also had 4 losses from home, and they've been able to achieved 4 draws too, playing from home. So it goes to show that these teams they've been able to manage just 30% of the of win. They've been able to win 30% of their home matches. They've also had 30% draw in their past 10 home matches. And the away side, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 2 wins playing from away. They've also had 4 draws, as well as 4 losses playing from away. Okay, it goes to show that it is just 20% of the away games that they've been able to win, and they've had more of draws in their away games. So when you put all that together, you see that it is the home side that is slightly better, seeing that the last time both teams met, we saw Liverpool defeating Cerro from away by 1-0. So in this very encounter, we do expect the home side to achieve some sort of result in this very one. It is home either to win or draw again this very encounter, and that brings our games for you today to a conclusion. And again, the second ticket is also 2 odds, and I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes great. Also remember to play with what you can afford to lose. It's only a football game. Remember, anything can happen. It does happen. We've seen it in several times. In the early stages of the match, you see some team achieving seeing a red card and thereby killing the entire game. But it does happen. So even though we don't pray for that, but always remember to play safe. That's what we're talking about. All right, tomorrow is another day, and we're coming up with our predictions on Betkraft. But until then, keep winning.